yeah, so basically just for this video, it's just some thoughts that I've got, like basically on maybe the direction that I want this channel to go in, just some thoughts that I have and observations that I have about like basically ego, self-consciousness, so I think I, like probably everybody or most people or a lot of people, um, yeah, I'm self-conscious, and this channel is almost like a challenge to that, a challenge against that self-consciousness, which is that which hinders the ability to just express yourself and just create something and just show up, like without overthinking it or without stopping yourself. And what I really, really, really want to be able to do is to just do something, just post a video, just speak, and just be like, well, this is who I am, and this is what I think, and that really is like the whole energy of what I'm trying to do for this channel. And also to be like, oh, maybe I made a mistake there, or maybe I shouldn't have said this or that. But then to be able to be like, well, who gives a fuck? Because I'm not perfect. And if I set out trying to do perfect videos where I say everything right and I do everything right and I look great all the time, which I don't, and I sound great all the time, whatever, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So that's the ego stepping in, because the ego gets a hard rap, especially in like spiritual communities, spiritual context, whatever. It's like, oh, you must get rid of the ego. I mean, yeah, probably we should, but also it is trying to keep us safe. That's the ego's job. We have a heart, which its job is to pump blood around the body. We have eyes, its job is to help us see stuff. We have an ego, which is more ephemeral, like it's less physical, tangible. It's, we're dealing with psychological stuff, but its job is to stop you from making an arse of yourself. It's to stop you looking silly. It's to stop you, well, and more than that, to stop you getting into actual danger, actual physical harm, actual, like loss or whatever. Sometimes it gets it wrong, sometimes maybe it gets it right, but basically it's trying to protect you from harm and danger on a large scale and also on a smaller scale. So on that smaller scale is the thing that interests me the most, I think. That is that it stops and it limits self-expression quite a lot, quite substantially, and it makes us behave and present ourselves in ways that are not authentic to who we really are, because the ego has decided, well, if I do this, then that makes us feel safer. If I, whatever, so we're going to keep doing that. We're not going to try anything else because we found out that we can survive this way, and that we can keep going even if we're not super happy or whatever. The ego's like, well, it's the ego's job is not to make us happy. The ego's job is to keep us safe, basically, so it doesn't really care like if we're limiting ourselves or whatever. If we're staying out of trouble, as far as the ego is concerned, it's doing a good job, and I suppose it is, because that's what it's supposed to do. So I got like not sympathy, like understanding of ego. If I imagine ego personified as like a person, I'd be like, yeah, like you are annoying, but I can see that you're not trying to hurt me. But like, you are annoying though, So yeah, you're gonna have to go. But yeah, anyway, so and that's it. So that obviously that comes into play when it comes to doing YouTube videos, because you're putting stuff up there and people can see it, But the whole point is, like I'm saying, this is a challenge for my ego. It's not just about posting videos. It's about posting videos without thinking about it too much, without worrying too much, and without thinking, yeah, too much, and that goes into the whole cringe thing. Cringe is a big buzzword, in modern times. And I think that, like, in order to be free, and in order to really create, and in order to actually be interesting, in some way in order to maybe advance, you know, the culture or whatever in some way, then you're going to have to pay like a cringe tax, you know. So I have a concept. If I searched this, somebody else probably mentioned it before. Maybe I picked it up somewhere, but I think that this is my own imagining. The cringe tax, you got to pay it, and if you don't pay it, then you're going to be okay. Maybe you're going to be less cringe, but you're going to be really, really fucking boring. You're just going to be really bland. You know what I mean? So it's like you're going to have to pay some cringe tax a little bit, at least a little bit. Might not be a lot, might be a little bit, but maybe you're going to be cringe sometimes because you're putting yourself out there, you're creating something or whatever. But like, at least you're free. Like at least you're free, and at least you're interesting, and at least you're more able to create some really cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and we need people like that. So that ego steps in and says, "No, that's cringe," or I'll see something someone else is doing and go, "That's cringe." And you know, people that do that a lot in regards to other people point the finger at someone else and, you know, criticizes them. It's like, imagine the self-talk that they have about themselves when it comes to their own creativity and stuff like that. Like they'll be negative toward themselves. They're going to keep themselves in the box. Like if there's someone that tries to keep other people in the box and says don't step out of that box because like don't just fall in line or whatever, then their attitude to themselves is going to be like, that's how they also need to be as well, you know. So basically this is just a really, really short video. I have more thoughts on this kind of stuff, you know, but basically overthinking is death. You don't want to overthink. Thinking is like, it's like a toolbox, you know, this ability that we humans have, me and my fellow humans, we have the ability of thinking, of thought, and it's great because it allows us to problem solve, rationalize, come up with solutions and stuff like that, navigate challenges, and it's great, but it is like a tool that we have, and I think when we're done with whatever we need to think about, we should kind of put those tools away and then just exist and not think too much. Just exist, just whatever, you know. But the problems start to really happen when we start thinking all the time, you know what I mean. We let, like, this is supposed to be like tools that we have to help us, but when we overthink, those tools take over us, and then we start overthinking, and then we become like super identified with thoughts, and you know, when we don't have to, and then we start becoming more mentally unwell and less chill and less self-expressive, and we have less fun as well. So basically I'm a big advocate of not really thinking that much. I think thinking is overrated, depending on the context. Nothing is absolute, of course, but yeah, like just think, do you have to be overthinking all the time? No, but I understand it's not easy to stop. So you know, I struggle with that, definitely I do, you know. But it's just things that have been occurring to me, you know. So basically it's like just doing stuff, just, you know what I mean. And basically, yeah, just do stuff, and don't worry about it like too much, and it's okay to not be perfect. And like I'm saying, when you understand that like you've already won, like if you just get yourself to do something, like create something, like that's already cool enough, like because you made something, you know. And it, like you basically, so at that point like you already won, you know what I mean. So just keep doing it, and then obviously eventually whatever it is you're doing, you'll get better at it. You don't need to worry about that because it's pretty bloody inevitable that would happen. So if you can get yourself do something, create something, express yourself, whatever, whether it's like any kind of artistic thing or YouTube or whatever, then you're already winning, you know. So don't worry about it. So basically that's just some thoughts that I have on that. So yeah, that's the video.